Hi guys and welcome back. So today I am going to be attempting to film a tag video. So this weird backdrop that you see, I apologise for how rubbish it is, but I brought you into my kind of wardrobe room because we are doing the white t-shirt tag. However, it is not going to be the white t-shirt tag because I don't really have any white t-shirts. I have a lot of black t-shirts. That's just my thing. Now, obviously, the white t-shirt type of fragrance isn't to be taken literally. When you have a white style t-shirt fragrance, it's just a fragrance that you throw on that's crisp and clean and easy. And yeah, just fresh and clean and crisp and something you can just throw on with a white t-shirt or any kind of t-shirt. But considering my wardrobe is like 99% black, I thought we'd go with the black t-shirt tag. And to pair fragrances to a black t-shirt, I've simply chosen 10 fragrances that are essential, easy to reach for, grab and go, reliable. I've rounded up a reliable, perfect number 10, and we're going to get straight into it. So number 1, black t-shirt style fragrance by BDK. This is Ce Soir, and it is quite a new fragrance in my collection. I've got nothing prepared, I've got no notes prepared, so I'm going to have to blag my way through this. This is just a really quick video that I've decided to just jump into. So we've got a frituli, we have a very sweet frituli. This is the kind of frituli that I can get on board with. I don't normally enjoy those kind of patchouli, fruits, florals, because the patchouli is normally too dominant and too scratchy. But in here, it's just such a good balance. You've got a really unusual mix of ginger and quince. There's obviously florals in here as well. There is patchouli, of course, but I like the balance of these different notes. It is very sweet. It's very typical of a sort of, you know, a designer-esque patchouli. It reminds me of things like Miss Dior perhaps, and there's a few from the Ce collection it reminds me of that I like, but they're not my vibe. But this one just vibes with me. It's so enjoyable, it's so easy, it's flirty, it's sweet. So yeah, just one that I can throw on. Always in the mood for it. I'm gonna just feel good, feel sweet and fresh, and have that woodiness in there for that base as well. And it just works. It's a great fragrance actually, despite my negativity towards it at first. I do actually really enjoy that one. So that's my first one, Ce Soir from BDK. So my second black t-shirt essential is one I've been reaching for a lot at the moment because we're coming into autumn. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It's my favourite that I've tried so far from the house of Van Cleef and Arpels, and it's another frituli style. So I'm obviously digging this patchouli fruit thing at the moment, but these are just ones that are done well. This is a rose dominant frituli. So we have raspberry and we have patchouli and vetiver. I believe there's quite a strong dose of vetiver in both the mid and the base, though I get more. Do I get more patchouli? Maybe I like it because the patchouli doesn't seem as heavy and as sharp and as bitter, because the vetiver kind of airs it up a bit, makes it more airy, not so strong. But it's that beautiful rose in here that really gets me every time. The raspberry and the rose is such a beautiful combination, and it really creates this lovely velvety but also sort of jammy at the same time red rose. Raspberry brings this pink fruitiness but keeps it lush and velvety and rich. And that patchouli and that vetiver gives it a beautiful balance, like a woody balance. And it smells luxurious. It smells evening appropriate. It's just beautiful. It's quite a lovely, elegant velvetiness to this. So it is quite a nice one for an evening, but it's not heavy. So I'd wear this any time of the day. And I'm really enjoying it any time of the day. And it's becoming a bit of a black t-shirt essential. So yeah, that is my number 2, and that is Rose Rouge Van Cleef and Arpels. So number 3 is one I talk about a lot, and you're going to see a few fragrances I probably talk about quite a lot, because again, they're all ones that I really love and I really enjoy, and I think of them as a bit of a signature. So this was another one that I bought only recently, and I have mentioned it already quite a bit because I'm really enjoying it. So this is from Ormonde Jane. This is Ormonde Woman. So this is their aromatic, woody, grassy, green kind of fragrance. I love the grass oil in here. Is just it's just that it's a grassy, oily, spa-like scent. It's a beautiful aromatic nature to this. It has a lot of woods. There's a lot of spice in here as well. The spice is coming from that cardamom and also the coriander. It's just a beautiful balance. As with all Ormonde Janes, it's understated. It's very classy. It's very clean, but it's not too bright. I like that it's not like a freshie, exactly. It's got that oily, that resinous oily nature, which make it seem very classy and quite, you know, sophisticated but not overly done. It's just a beautiful one for, especially this time of the year, for the when we're coming into the autumn. There's a grassy, sort of dry, woody nature to it, which is just perfect for this season. But I would rock this all year, and I'm really enjoying it. So this is my number 3, Almond Jane, Almond Woman. Number 4, another that I talk about incessantly, but I absolutely love it, and I'm really pleased I managed to get myself a backup bottle of this. But I'll go over it quickly because you can't get this anymore. It is now over and done with, sold out. It is now a treasure in time. So this is Fawn by Thomas O'Brien. Of course, Thomas O'Brien is the fabulous reviewer from the channel Ouch110. So Fawn sits on the same page as Almond Woman. They are both green, aromatic, spicy, woody fragrances. So they both kind of come from the same place. I'd wear them in the same kind of setting. This one has more of a natural, outdoorsy feel. There's some animalic qualities in here. There's a lot of herbs, English herbs. You've got the beautiful, clean, but slightly soapy white florals of lotus and jasmine. There's this beautiful hay-like quality, almost like dried leaves crunching under your feet quality. It reminds me a little bit of Elephant from Zoologist, but in a much more pretty, wearable version, and I absolutely love this fragrance. So Fawn by Thomas O'Brien. So number 5 is another from Almond Jane. It's becoming my signature rose, actually, and I absolutely love this one. This is Damask. This is from their Route de Soy collection. So this rose, it does remind me somewhat of Delina, but not completely. I think it's getting a little bit boring to compare everything to Delina. Delina is one I love, so it's natural for me to compare it. It's a fruity, somewhat aromatic rose, the Damaskian rose. The fruits in here are actually blackcurrant, lemon, and I think it's pear, but they all give off a kind of rhubarby nuance. And the most iconic rhubarby rose fragrance is, of course, Delina, which is why I compare it to that. It does come off like a rhubarby rose, but it's not heavy and luxurious. It's not velvety and powdery in the way that Delina goes that way. This is fresh, and it has a green touch to it, which I think probably is that blackcurrant, which it has a creamy quality. It's absolutely beautiful. It is fresh, but it's also decadent. There's a decadent rose in here that smells, I would say, like a deep pink. And the fruits are wrapped around it, bringing this sort of slightly rhubarby nuance without it being sharp like a rhubarb. There's a green quality in here. I think there's amber in here, giving it this lovely, sweet, slightly resinous base. It's such a beautiful, balanced rose fragrance, and this is such an easy reach for me. So this is a fantastic black t-shirt, easy reach essential. So that is Damask by Ormond Jane. So number 6, one from Parfums de Marly, and this is Meliora. Now this is one I've just started to reach for again, and it's one that I love. I really love Meliora. It's actually my first Parfums de Marly, and although I love Delina so much, I think this has got to be my favourite from the house, simply because it's more everyday use than Delina. I get more wear out of this. It's such a pretty fragrance. It's a big, juicy blackcurrant, cassis, red currant, vanilla, rose type of fragrance. Very fruity. That blackcurrant is absolutely beautiful in here. It's so bright and juicy. You've got the florals. I believe there's other florals other than just rose, but they bring this pretty quality so that it's not just all juicy, heavy fruits. This is compared to oh, got this spider. Oh. Shit. Oh, apologies for that brief interlude. I had a fake widow crawling down my arm. Okay. There's an entire huge room with no spiders in it. So how come? Whoa, I think it's still on me. Oh my god, it's not on me. Oh, it is on me. Ah! Little bugger. You have the whole room. You have the whole room to walk around on. Why do you keep walking over me? I don't have a hot flush. Okay, back. Where were we anyway? Meliora. Meliora. Oh, right, that's it. I've had enough. So, just a beautiful blackberry fruity rose vanilla. It's ever so elegant. It's so juicy and bright and playful and pretty. It's a classy but playful, feel-good fragrance. It has a crisp quality, has a very clean quality, but yeah, also that creamy elegant quality as well. And it's such a beautiful one from the house of Parfums de Marly, and I'm enjoying it very much at the moment. So this is my number 6, Meliora, Parfums de Marly. Number 7, from the house of Masque Milano, we have Dolceaqua. This is actually incredibly beautiful, and I think this would actually work well for a white t-shirt video because it is a very clean, soft fresh floral, slightly aquatic leaning as well. We have yellow florals, we have white florals. Technically it's an exotic floral, but there's that aquatic nature in here. I think there's sea notes, I believe. It's like a breeze of florals. I think of it as a gust of little lilac, powdery blue and white florals on a salty breeze. It has a slightly mature leaning character to it, but it's also soft and incredibly elegant. It's so pretty, it's so beautifully blended that I get different nuances every time I wear this. I get the occasional lipsticky nuance, which is unusual. I get the occasional almost marzipan-y nuance. So I think there is actually almond blossom in here, which I think I've mentioned last time. So there is an almond powderiness, and it just combines everything in a modern way. It's one of those ones you've got to see how it sits in your skin and how it makes you feel. But I think it's peaceful, it's classy, and it's a real relaxing floral, and I love this one. So that is Dolceaqua. That is my number 7 black t-shirt easy wearing fragrance. So number 8, we've got a really pretty fragrance from the house of Christian Dior from their Prive line. This is New Look 1947. So this is very new to my collection. Beautiful gift from my husband. Now you'll see there obviously isn't much gone, because like I say, it's relatively new. But despite only having this less than a week, I've already started to put a fair sized dent in that one. I haven't stopped reaching for it. It's just too easy to reach for. It's such a soft and pretty easy reach. I heard that it was mostly tuberose, iris and jasmine. Three flowers that are not my favourite, especially when they're all together. But I managed to get a sample of New Look 1947 to really test it out, and I noticed that the ylang ylang and vanilla really come forward in this fragrance. It's such a beautiful, soft and silky blend of white and yellow florals. It almost reminds me of a magnolia flower. In both the kind of colour, I would colour this magnolia, but also I think it smells like a magnolia. There's something plump and creamy about the flower. And I've also worn this side by side with Dolceaqua, the last one, because it has a similar character. They both have that white and yellow floral nature, both very soft, both very understated. This one is slightly more exotic. It has that more of a vanilla, creamy, silky feel. Dolceaqua is much more of a powdery, breezy, salty feel. This one is just more elegant, more of a sort of refined, classy edge to it. It's a minimalist sort of scent, but with that Dior elegance. Yeah, a very easy reach, a lovely essential, quick grab and go for black t-shirts, but also definitely as a white t-shirt scent as well. So New Look 1947, Christian Dior. So coming in at number 9, I have one that I haven't shied away from. It's from the house of it's from the house of Indult, and it is Manakara. And there she goes. So that looks incredibly neon orange on the camera. It's not. It's slightly more dull in life. So I believe they're now being rebottled as a pink juice, and that came out this year. The original is this orange colour. I assume they smell exactly the same. So Manakara is just this beautiful, very, very sweet rose and lychee fragrance. I would call it a candied lychee. Very, very sweet, very crystallized. Yeah, I mean, the surface of this scent almost smells crystallized. It's very much that sweetie in the candy shop scent. I do get a very slight plasticky nuance from this, but I don't mind that at all. In fact, I find it quite addictive. I've said many times, it reminds me of the pink candy shrimps we get here in the pick and mix section. They're like a nuggety pink sweet. They smell like that, but if you can imagine them in a white, or doesn't really matter what colour it is, but a plastic tray, you're getting the sweet and the plastic tray, and that's how I think of this scent, and I find it incredibly addictive. Very much a pink smelling fragrance for sure. It's a pink sweetie bubble. I absolutely adore this fragrance. Very, very enjoyable, very addictive, easy reach. Definitely one of my most essential black t-shirt fragrances, and I love it. So this is Indult Manakara. So we're now on my 10th and final fragrance. Now, actually, none of these have been in any kind of order. This is just across the board, 10 I love to reach for. But this 10th and final one, I would put at the top. I think this is my most cherished, most loved fragrance of my entire collection. It's unique, it's unusual, it's now discontinued. However, I do have another bottle on the way, so I'm very happy about that. It is by the house of Renier, and it is my beloved Black Rain. This is what I call my black violet, my dark, edgy violet. It's a very edgy, sharp strong fragrance. It opens up very, very sharp. You get a lot of the leather, and I think there's violet leaf in here, so you get that very sharp, almost sort of petrol-y, yeah, kind of fumes, but it's sharp. It's not heady in my opinion. It's almost refreshing, abrasive kind of sharp, and I kind of love that, because I know that once that transcends, in comes this beautiful mid and base of violet and rose and amber green. You get this lovely chamomile as well. Completely addicted to the character of Black Rain, the way it starts out, the way it ends, the rose, the violet, I think there's jasmine in here, the way the whole thing blends together. It's so addictive to me. There's almost this juxtaposition between something that is very, very sharp and challenging composed to something that is very, very soft and elegant and velvety and plump. But it works. I'm addicted to that combination. This sickly, sort of plump, salty ambergris mingling with a sort of powdery violet, big, plump, powdery rose, abrasive leather. There's all these conflicting notes that come together and bring me something personally that is incredibly addictive, special, very unique, and somewhat of a masterpiece for me. I stopped wearing this sort of before, maybe just mid-spring. Stopped taking it for granted and wearing it every single day, because I knew that it had discontinued and I wasn't sure if I was going to get a second bottle, if I was able to get a second bottle, because of Brexit, and there were some problems obviously getting it. And now that it's coming into autumn and I'm craving it again, I know I've got a bottle on the way, I've just hit it hard, and I'm so pleased to be wearing it again. So Black Rain by Renier, the perfect essential black t-shirt fragrance for me, and my number one. So that is it. That is my last fragrance for today. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again on my next one. Take care. Over and out.